Praise be Jesus Christ. Last night at our youth group, one of the young ladies asked me about prophecy. She said, during these crazy times, you hear of a number of people, they claim to be prophets, they claim to be receiving messages from God. She said, I know that the Bible takes prophecy seriously, that the Lord does raise up prophets, but which so-called prophets should we be taking seriously? And I gave her kind of a long answer, but one of the things I mentioned to her is you should try to find prophets who have some level of ecclesial approval. And I gave her a few examples. And I'll give you one example today. Father Stefano Gobbi, he has, I think he's deceased now, but he apparently received messages from the Blessed Virgin Mary. And his writings have the imprimatur. And so the church says that his messages should be taken as the fruit of his meditation, but they can be shared. Let me read to you one example of a message he says he received. It was given on December 31st, 1990. And pay attention to how accurate this is for what we're going through today. It's titled, My Teardrops. Gather together with me in prayer of adoration and reparation to spend the last hours of this year, which is about to end, in an act of profound intercession. Pray in order to ask for the salvation of this world, which has now touched the depths of impiety and of impurity, of injustice and of egoism, of hatred and of violence, sin and of evil. How many times and in how many ways have I personally intervened to urge you to conversion and to a return to the Lord of your peace and of your joy? This is the reason for my numerous apparitions, for the messages which I give by means of this little son of mine, and of my work of the Marian movement of priests, which I myself have spread in every part of the world. As a mother, I have repeatedly pointed out the path along which you must walk to attain your salvation. But I have not been listened to. They have continued to walk along the way of rejection of God and of his law of love. The 10 commandments of the Lord are continually and publicly violated. The day of the Lord is no longer respected, and his most holy name is becoming more and more despised. The precepts of love of one's neighbor is daily violated through egoism, hatred, violence, and division, which have entered into families and into society, and by violent and bloody wars between the nations of the earth. The dignity of man as a free creature of God is crushed by the chains of an interior slavery which makes him a victim of disordinate passions, of sin, and of impurity. For this world, the moment of its chastisement has now arrived. You have entered the grievous times of the purification and sufferings must increase for all. Even my church has need of being purified of the evils which have stricken her and which are causing her to live through moments of agony and of her sorrowful passion. How apostasy has spread because of the errors which are at this time being disseminated and being accepted by the majority without any further reaction. The faith of many has died out. Sin committed, justified, and no longer confessed, renders souls slaves of evil and of Satan. To what miserable state has this, my most beloved daughter, been reduced? Pray with me during these last hours of the year, which is about to end. During its course, I have again intervened many times to obtain from the Lord the gift of his divine mercy. But the time which awaits you is that time when mercy will be espoused to divine justice, for the purification of the earth. Do not await the new year with noise, with cries, and with songs of joy. Await it with the intense prayer of one who wants to again make reparation for all the evils and the sin in the world. The hours through which you are about to live are among the gravest and most painful. Pray, suffer, offer, make reparation together with me, who am the mother of intercession and of reparation. Thus you, my beloved ones and children consecrated to my heart, you become in these last hours of the year my teardrops, which are falling upon the immense pain of the church and of all humanity, as you enter into the grievous times of the purification and the great tribulation. In a passage from Scripture, St. Paul says, "Do not despise prophetic utterances. Test everything, retain what is good." Viva Cristo Re.